One Piece chapter 1171 opens with a heavy, almost tragic atmosphere surrounding Elbaph. This chapter is not just about action, it is about history, guilt, truth, and misunderstood choices. What Oda does here is slowly peel back the layers of Elbaph's past and reveal that the story of Loki and King Harald is far more complicated than anyone believed. We learn that King Harald was not a weak ruler, nor was he naive. He was a king who truly loved his country and wanted Elbaph to evolve. Harald believed that isolating Elbaph forever would eventually destroy it from within. His desire to connect with the outside world was not ambition, it was hope. But this very hope turned him into a threat in the eyes of the world government. Rather than allowing Elbaph to become independent and powerful, they manipulated events from the shadows. Loki's tragedy begins here. For years, the world believed that Loki was responsible for his father's death. Even Elbaph's own people branded him as a monster, a traitor, someone unworthy of sympathy. But chapter 1171 finally makes it clear, Loki never wanted his father to die. In fact, Harald chose death himself over becoming a puppet of the world government. His sacrifice was meant to protect Elbaph, and, unknowingly, his son as well. What makes this revelation even more painful is that Loki doesn't know the full truth. He believes he failed. He believes the blood on his hands can never be washed away. And yet, despite all that hatred directed at him, Loki still stands for Elbaph. He refuses to celebrate his father's death, refuses to take pride in the destruction, and refuses to abandon his homeland. This alone tells us, Loki is not a villain, he is a broken protector. The chapter then shifts into chaos as the mysterious giant entity emerges, something that should not exist, yet does. Its presence shakes Elbaph itself, forcing even seasoned warriors to panic. This is where the title RAGNIR truly comes alive. The attack is overwhelming, brutal, and symbolic, like Ragnarok itself descending upon Elbaph. Loki finally unleashes his power, not out of rage but necessity. At the same time, Luffy's role is crucial. Unlike others, Luffy doesn't judge Loki by rumors or history. He listens, he understands. And in classic One Piece fashion, Luffy doesn't care about politics, governments, or ancient grudges. He cares about what kind of person you are right now. His presence signals something important. Loki may finally get a chance at redemption, not through words, but through action. By the end of the chapter, one thing becomes clear. Elbaph is standing at the edge of a massive turning point. The truth about Harald threatens the world government's authority. Loki's role is far from over, and the giants are no longer just spectators in the world's balance of power. Chapter 1171 doesn't resolve everything. It ignites the fire for what's coming next. This chapter reminds us why One Piece is not just a battle manga. It's a story about inherited will, misunderstood sacrifices, and how history is often written by those in power. Loki's story mirrors many past characters we've seen, judged too early, hated too easily, and understood too late. If you enjoyed this deep explanation of One Piece chapter 1171, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Animex7, and turn on notifications, because Elbaph's story is only getting started, and trust me, Oda is cooking something massive.